All right, I have two prerequisites when I agree to review a keyboard, which is why I don't do a ton of these. It has to be unique and it has to be good quality. This keyboard's only a pre-production prototype for a fully funded Kickstarter, and in my opinion, it already covers both. It's a nice board. So this is the M1 from Marsback. Now, I've never heard of Marsback before this, but apparently they've been making gaming peripherals since like 2018. Anyways, the M1 is their latest creation. It's a Mac and Windows compatible 75% RGB mechanical keyboard with hot swappable switches, Bluetooth, and a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, the case is made from a block of CNC machined opaline polycarbonate and then hand finished. Behind that frosted chunky wall is 105 RGB LEDs. 84 are surface mounted and 21 are bottom mounted. In wired mode at max brightness, it's the loudest RGB looking keyboard I've ever seen. In wireless mode, the underlighting has a 3 brightness step limit, and the key backlighting seems to get a bit dimmer too, even though the software says it's at 100%. Now, like every RGB keyboard, there's baked-in lighting effects you can cycle through by using key combos. But with the M1, we've got options to cycle through effects for both the backlighting and the underlighting, which I actually end up getting confused and lost in because I'm old and can't remember my way back. So I use the backlink option in the software, which matches the underlighting with whatever the backlighting's doing and allows me to regain mental clarity so I can move on to other things I need to be thinking about, like trying to remember where I put my phone down. The software is really clean and easy to navigate, and there's a ton of lighting effect customization options, but I really would have liked to see some pop-up item descriptions and tips on how to use everything and what everything does, so hopefully we see some more user direction once the keyboard goes into full production. But for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory. And aside from customizing the lighting, you can create macros and save up to 2 custom profiles directly onto the board and switch between them along with the Mac and Windows layouts on the fly. There's 3 keycap sets you can choose from. Each comes with 3 additional caps for swapping out the Option and Command caps from the Mac layout with Win and Alt caps from the Windows layout. There's Dark, White Pudding, and Sakura, which has a cherry blossom graphic printed on it. Now, the Dark set is double shot injected PBT, and then both the White Pudding and Sakura sets are double shot injected ABS. All 3 sets have an OEM profile, and from what I can tell, aren't unique to Marsback. Like, you should be able to find these sets on like Alibaba, for example, which means you shouldn't have a hard time finding other keycaps for this board if you wanted. Now, the switches are actually pretty interesting. Marsback says they're an in-house designed linear switch that are hand assembled and double lubricated at the mandrel and spring connection, and I was told that by final production run, they'll include foam inserts as well for some added sound dampening. There's 3 5-pin switches to choose from right now, although Marsback said that there should be some Cherry MX options available in June or July, but all 3 have the same pre-travel and total travel distance at 2 and 4 millimeters, with the only difference between the 3 being the actuation force ranging from 45, 50, and 55 grams of force. My board came with the MBS1 switches, which uses the 45 grams of force, and while they're super fast and light to type on, I think I'd prefer to try the MBS3 switches at 55 grams. Either way, here's how they sound now without the foam inserts that are planned for the final production units. So yeah, I like them. They're responsive and super duper smooth. They're hot swappable, and in case you were wondering, the hot swap sockets on the PCB are from Kale, so good quality stuff all around here. So the Nordic N52810 chip gives us Bluetooth 5.1 and provides that 1000 Hz polling rate we're all looking for. Now, I've gamed a lot with it while testing out the board, and I haven't had any latency issues at all, so that's good news. And finally, at 6,000 milliamp hours, the battery is rated to last for 12 hours at maximum RGB, but if you turn off the lighting, Marsback claims you should be able to pull a good 2 months of use on a single charge. Now, I haven't tested that, so I can't say if that claim's true or not, but what I can tell you is that with the lighting off, the battery seems to only drop about 1 to 1.5% a day. So regardless of whether or not I'd personally continue using it, It's a really nice keyboard. The build quality is solid, it's super unique with that translucent case. It can get bright as hell and the colors are super saturated. The switches are smooth as butter and crazy light to type with. The wireless is solid and it's got the biggest battery I've ever seen in a wireless keyboard. But there's some things I'd like to see fixed or added. The underlighting needs more LEDs to spread that lighting more evenly, because as it is right now, you can see each individual LED, which kinda kills that diffused vibe. And it really needs a power switch. Currently you use the spacebar to wake it from sleep, but if it's in your bag, of course something's gonna press the largest goddamn key on the board, so they need to figure that out. Other than those solvable issues, if you like RGB and want a high-end wireless mechanical keyboard with hot swappable switches, I can't think of a better fit for you. I'll have a link in the description to the Kickstarter for you in case you wanted to take a closer look, but I think that's gonna do it for this one. If you liked the video and wanna help out the channel, do me a solid and don't forget to hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my other videos. But thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Cheers.